Some cars are built for just one purpose: speed. The spiritual home for speed freaks is the Bonneville Salt Flats, Utah. Drivers from all over the world come here for the ultimate adrenaline rush. One driver who returns each year is Al Teague. He drives the fastest piston-driven car in the world. Its V8 engine has been supercharged to generate 1,600 horsepower. This is no passenger car.
When you go past the mile markers, when you start to sight on another one a mile away, and in 8 seconds you're to it, you know you're moving. It's 2 football fields every second.
His bullet-shaped car shoots along at a staggering 432 miles per hour.
And you can't describe it. The adrenaline's going and everything just tends to slow down.
Al Teague's car takes 5 miles to reach top speed. Drag racers do it in just 400 yards. They are the absolute expression of man's need for speed. They are built for only one purpose: to accelerate to top speed in the shortest possible time.
Hi, I'm Kenny Bernstein, driver of the Budweiser King Pro Long Top Fuel Dragster.
The ultimate drag cars are top fuel dragsters. They go from 0 to 100 miles per hour in 1 second. They are the most violent, most powerful, most dangerous cars on the planet.
I love the top fuel car because it's the quickest and fastest. It's the king of the sport.
Kenny Bernstein lives for speed. He is a 6-time drag racing champion. He drives the fastest drag car in the world. It accelerates to 318 miles per hour in 4 seconds. It's a masterpiece of engineering created for one purpose.
The reason the top fuel dragster is long and narrow and the motor's behind is for ultimate traction. The longer the car, the longer the wheelbase, the further back we can put the engine on the rear end, the quicker and faster we go because it transfers the weight to the rear tires. And the absolute beauty of this car is when it leaves the starting line and it carries the front end, all 100% of the weight is on the rear tires. That allows you to go the quickest and the fastest.
Its awesome engine generates an astonishing 6,000 horsepower, 7 times more than an Indy car. It can do this because it runs on nitromethane.
Nitromethane is what we have used for years and years because it makes the most power. Nitro won't burn if you put it on the ground and light a match to it. It works with being compressed. And when you put it inside a combustion engine and you compress the piston to the cylinder head, it becomes a major bomb, so to speak, and that's what makes horsepower.
Nitromethane burns 6 times faster than gasoline. Every 4 seconds, the engine burns over 11 gallons of fuel. The challenge is to get the mixture of fuel and air just right to deliver the maximum power. It's a delicate balance. If the mixture is wrong, the explosive force can smash the pistons out through the engine block. Kenny is competing in the NHRA Championship, along with Corey McLenithan, who drives the McDonald's car.
Hit 60 foot in less than a second at over 120 miles an hour. By the time you get through the quarter mile, it has run 318 miles an hour. You know, if that doesn't say kind of what the reason I do it, I mean, I don't think anything else will. I love speed. I love the fast acceleration. Not too many people get to pilot one of these cars.
Before each race, the tires are heated up in the burnout. This brings them to the optimum temperature of 140 degrees and lays down a fresh layer of rubber for extra grip. The tires are wide and flexible. But when the cars accelerate, the tires expand vertically. If they didn't, they'd explode.
When a car leaves the starting line, the G-forces can register as high as 5 Gs when you're going over 260 miles an hour in about 2 seconds. Inside the race car, you're in slow motion. You don't realize how fast you're going. It's like being in a tunnel, and you really don't see side to side, obviously. You're going way too fast. There's not a lot of time to listen to the radio or turn the air conditioner on.
This is not a sport for the faint-hearted. Kenny is pinned back by a force of 5 Gs, almost twice that of a space shuttle launch. The cars can explode into flames at any time.
Of course it's dangerous. I mean, you go a projectile and go 300 miles an hour and something happens where you crash, I'd say it's pretty dangerous, you bet.
After each run, the car is completely overhauled. The team checks 40 separate readings from the onboard computer. By comparing readouts with race times, the team can tune the engine to the optimum settings. Despite all his team's preparations, Kenny had problems and was eliminated in his next run. Corey McLenathan was having more success. Not only did he win the event, but he also beat Kenny's record. He reached an incredible speed of 321 miles per hour and became the fastest drag racer in history.
This McDonald's car run is so good. Dad, Mom, everybody at home, man, this has been great. I'll tell you, the Revell Nationals, first one, the good one to win.
Designers may push the boundaries of car design. Stunt drivers push the boundaries of performance. Stunt drivers have been wrecking cars ever since they were invented. The Joey Chitwood Thunder Show has been satisfying our appetite for auto mayhem for over 50 years. They don't use special stunt cars. They use standard Chevrolets.
First thing you got to do is you got to go up the ramp properly, which might sound easy, but you have to go up the ramp exactly the same way in order to know exactly what the car's going to do. Then after that, you kind of got to go by feel. Whatever your balance in your head tells you to do, you got to react with the wheel, actually a little bit ahead of time.
He must hit the ramp dead on. A few inches either way and the car would flip over. To stay balanced, he rocks the steering wheel back and forth.
It's the most difficult thing you can do with a car, at least that I've ever done, and I think I've done just about everything. It just takes years of practice to get the feel of the car to maintain the balance.
But the real crowd pleasers are the crashes. To prevent injury, the windshield is removed because the car will be smashed to pieces with the stuntman inside.
We do a dive bomber crash where we go up a ramp and actually dive bomb right into the windshield of another car. Speed is real critical. It's more or less like a ramp to ramp. You just land on a car and you got to hit the car in the right place. If you fall short, you hit the engine area, which would be a lot more impact. So he tries to stick it right inside the windshield of the other car.
The main thing is your speed and alignment on the ramp. If you miss the ramp on a dive bomber, you're going to get hurt. That's the bottom line, you're going to get hurt. Good jolt to the body, but we've learned how to prepare for that first initial impact. You're sore after a day's work, but if you don't break nothing, it's on the next day.
The wildest crash is the domino. It looks completely insane. But it's not the most dangerous stunt. That's the cannon jump. The tube is only 7 feet 1 inch wide. Tim's car is 6 foot 11 inches. There is no room for error.
We only have 1 inch of clearance on either side going in the cannon, so if you were to miss a line, that would probably be disastrous because you'd probably come out either on your side or upside down. And of course, you got to hit the landing ramp just right. If you were to be short, you would get lumber through the windshield and be seriously injured. If you do a good jump, it's like running over a railroad track real fast, but if you do a bad one, there's a lot of impact on your back. The car can sustain quite a bit of damage too if you don't make a good jump.